Breaking. The FBI has arrested 28 judges accused of secretly leading cartel drug empires.
February 11, 2026, 3:17 a.m. 7 states, 34 locations. Federal agents moved in darkness. No lights, no sirens, no second chances. In Miami, tactical teams surrounded Judge Robert Vasquez's waterfront mansion. In Chicago, battering rams struck Judge Michelle Park's penthouse door. In Atlanta, flashbangs shattered windows at Judge Marcus Williams' estate. In Los Angeles, agents breached Judge Elena Martinez's hillside compound. This wasn't about corruption. This wasn't about bribery. This was about judges running multinational drug empires while wearing robes. 34 judges, 7 states, $6.8 billion in cartel money, 112 tons of cocaine, methamphetamine, and fentanyl, 22 states poisoned. These weren't officials taking bribes. These were cartel commanders disguised as judges. If you want the full truth about how this happened, hit like so this reaches more people. Let me show you what federal agents uncovered. The arrests stunned the nation. Federal judges, state Supreme Court justices, appellate court judges, people entrusted with the highest legal authority. But DEA documents revealed something darker. These judges didn't protect cartels. They were the cartels. Judge Robert Vasquez led the network. 57 years old, federal district judge in southern Florida, 23 years on the bench. Impeccable reputation. Behind that facade lived a different man. A man coordinating cocaine shipments from Colombia. A man ordering executions across 3 countries. A man building a trafficking empire while presiding over federal trials. The FBI called it the most sophisticated judicial corruption case in American history. Multi-billion-dollar operation. Direct cartel partnerships in Mexico and Colombia. Revenue exceeding $900 million annually. Vasquez didn't operate alone. 33 other judges formed his command structure. Regional directors, financial controllers, enforcement chiefs, legal fixers. They weaponized judicial authority. Cases vanished. Evidence disappeared. Rivals got life sentences. Network members walked free within hours. Every verdict was strategic. Every ruling protected the empire. Every decision eliminated competition. This wasn't justice corrupted. This was crime wearing a judge's robe. Comment exposed if this shocks you. The investigation began in 2018. DEA agents in Miami tracked Colombian cocaine routes. Surveillance identified distribution cells. Wiretaps revealed suppliers. But operations kept failing. Raids came up empty. Informants went silent. Undercovers got exposed. Someone inside law enforcement was feeding intelligence to traffickers. Someone with access to sealed federal documents. Agents created compartmentalized protocols. Need-to-know intelligence sharing. Isolated investigation teams. Zero leaks. In 2019, an undercover DEA agent infiltrated the organization, posed as a corrupt federal prosecutor, built trust, climbed the hierarchy. What he discovered changed everything. Network members spoke openly. We don't worry about feds. Our judges handle everything. The agent assumed they meant bribed judges. Officials taking payoffs to look away. Then he attended a strategic planning meeting. October 2020. Private island off the Florida Keys. 7 sitting judges were present. Not advisors. Not consultants. Active participants. They weren't discussing legal strategy. They were planning cocaine imports from Cartagena. Coordinating methamphetamine distribution across the Midwest. Ordering contract killings on rival traffickers. The agent recorded everything. Judges discussing 50-ton shipments. Judges planning murder. Judges laundering billions. They weren't protecting criminals. They were the criminals. Federal prosecutors obtained FISA warrants. Encrypted communications monitored. Financial transactions tracked. Travel patterns analyzed. The scope was staggering. 34 judges across 7 states. Florida, Illinois, Georgia, California, Texas, New York, Arizona. They communicated through military-grade encryption, satellite phones, offshore servers, sophisticated digital security. But federal wiretaps penetrated everything. Calls to Sinaloa Cartel leadership in Culiacan. Conversations with CJNG commanders in Jalisco. Instructions to Colombian suppliers in Medellin. The organization operated like a Fortune 500 company. Vasquez as chairman. Other judges in executive roles. Type yes if you're ready to see how they used judicial power. Some judges controlled regional territories. Judge Michelle Park ran Chicago operations. Judge Marcus Williams managed Atlanta networks. Judge Elena Martinez commanded Los Angeles distribution. Others handled financial operations. Judge Patricia Chun oversaw international money laundering. Judge David Kim coordinated cryptocurrency conversions. Judge Lisa Hernandez managed real estate investments. Some directed enforcement. Judge Anthony Russo ordered assassinations. Judge Maria Santos ran security operations. Judge James Park coordinated witness elimination. All used their judicial positions as weapons and shields. The drug empire was massive. Direct partnerships with Sinaloa Cartel, CJ&G, and Colombian suppliers. Multi-ton cocaine shipments monthly. Industrial methamphetamine production. Fentanyl pills pressed by the millions. Import routes were sophisticated. Submarines landing on Florida coastlines. Modified cargo ships docking at controlled ports. Private aircraft landing at rural airstrips with bribed customs officials. Once inside the United States, drugs moved to distribution hubs. Miami, Houston, Los Angeles, Chicago, Atlanta, New York. From hubs, regional networks took over. Judge-controlled territories in 22 states. Street-level distribution. Wholesale operations. Interstate trafficking. Local distributors reported to judges. Paid percentages. Followed orders. Faced death for betrayal. Money flowed back upstream. Cash from street sales. Transported to counting facilities. Laundered through legitimate businesses and offshore accounts. Judges controlled the financial infrastructure. Luxury real estate. Car dealerships. Restaurants. Tech startups. Construction firms. All fronts for washing cartel money. Between 2014 and 2026, the organization generated $6.8 billion in revenue. Actual profit exceeded $2.1 billion. The 34 judges collectively received approximately $1.3 billion. Vasquez personally took $240 million. Share this so communities understand what happened. The judges weaponized their authority systematically. When organization members faced arrest, the fix was instant. Cases assigned to network judges. Sometimes the defendant appeared before a judge who was their employer. Charges dismissed on technicalities. Evidence excluded for constitutional violations. Bail set at minimal amounts. Sentences reduced to time served. Federal investigators identified over 900 cases where judges made corrupt rulings protecting organization members. But they also destroyed rivals. Competing trafficking groups faced maximum prosecution. High bail amounts. Harsh sentences. No plea deals. Asset forfeitures. The judges transformed the justice system into a competitive advantage. Protect allies. Eliminate enemies. Maintain market dominance. They accessed sealed indictments. Confidential informant identities. Ongoing investigation details. Wiretap authorizations. This intelligence flowed to the organization. Threats identified early. Informants eliminated before testimony. Investigations sabotaged before execution. Federal authorities linked the organization to 63 murders. Rival traffickers. Cooperating witnesses. Suspected informants. Law enforcement officers who got too close. Judges ordered the killings. Contract teams executed them. Investigations got buried through judicial manipulation. The violence was methodical. A rival distributor in Chicago tried expanding into judge-controlled territory. Judge Park ordered elimination. The rival disappeared within 72 hours. Body never recovered. A DEA informant in Miami agreed to testify against cartel suppliers. Judge Vasquez learned through court access. The informant was murdered 48 hours before grand jury testimony. An organization member in Atlanta threatened to cooperate with federal prosecutors. Judge Williams coordinated the hit. The member died in a staged home invasion. 63 murders over 12 years. Dozens more attempted assassinations. Countless kidnappings and assaults. The organization operated with complete impunity, protected by judicial power, shielded by legal authority. If you believe this deserves maximum punishment, comment justice below. Communities suffered catastrophically. Drugs flooded neighborhoods. Addiction rates exploded. Overdose deaths skyrocketed. 37 tons of fentanyl pills. 62 million pills. Enough lethal doses to kill the entire US population twice. 48 tons of methamphetamine. Devastating communities from coast to coast. 27 tons of cocaine. Traditional drug increasingly contaminated with fentanyl. The judges profited while cities burned, families destroyed, lives obliterated, entire communities decimated. February 11, 2026. The order came at 2 a.m. Operation Broken Justice. FBI, DEA, U.S. Marshals, ATF, local task forces. 34 simultaneous raids across 7 states. Timing was critical. 3:17 a.m. arrests. Prevent communication. Stop escape attempts. Secure evidence before destruction. In Miami, 83 agents surrounded Vasquez's compound. Armored vehicles. Tactical helicopters. SWAT teams. K-9 units. Battering rams destroyed reinforced doors. Flashbangs illuminated rooms. Agents moved with military precision. Vasquez tried fleeing through a hidden tunnel. Agents intercepted him at the beach. He had $4.7 million in a waterproof case. In Chicago, Judge Park was arrested at gunpoint in her penthouse. Her safe contained $18.3 million cash. Encrypted phones. Cartel communication logs. In Atlanta, Judge Williams surrendered without resistance. His home office contained detailed organizational charts, distribution maps, payment ledgers, assassination orders. In Los Angeles, Judge Martinez was taken at her estate. The property had underground bunkers, weapons caches, drug samples, $31.2 million in hidden safes. Across 7 states, 34 judges arrested in 97 minutes. No escapes, no casualties, complete operational success. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. The evidence was overwhelming. Federal agents seized documents from every location, financial records spanning 12 years, communication archives, drug transaction logs, murder-for-hire contracts, cash totaling $143.7 million found across properties, stacks in wall safes, duffel bags in hidden compartments, currency in false-bottom furniture, real estate worth $627 million, waterfront mansions, luxury condos, private islands, commercial properties, all purchased with drug proceeds, vehicles worth $41.3 million, Ferraris, Bentleys, Rolls-Royces, yachts, private jets, art and jewelry worth $78 million, rare paintings, diamond collections, gold bullion, rare watches, business investments worth $834 million, tech companies, real estate developments, restaurant chains, import-export firms. Total seized assets exceeded $1.7 billion, all subject to criminal forfeiture. The ledgers told everything. Every shipment documented. Every payment recorded. Every murder logged. Organization members kept meticulous records. Fatal mistake. Arrogance made them sloppy. They believed judicial immunity made them untouchable. They were catastrophically wrong. Encrypted phones revealed thousands of messages, hundreds of recorded calls. Judges coordinating with Pablo Escobar's successors. 50 tons confirmed. Route Alpha. Tuesday delivery. Judges ordering violence. Eliminate the Chicago problem. Make it permanent. Judges discussing laundering. Move through Cayman accounts. Real estate closing Monday. The evidence painted complete pictures. Not corruption. Not influence. Direct participation in narcotics trafficking at the highest judicial levels. Defense attorneys would have no viable strategies. The evidence was irrefutable and comprehensive. The defendants appeared in federal courts across multiple jurisdictions. All denied bail unanimously. Flight risk was extreme. Financial resources vast. International connections deep. Access to false identities and safe houses. Federal prosecutors requested detention. Judges agreed without hesitation. All 34 remanded to maximum security federal facilities. The charges were severe. RICO conspiracy. Continuing criminal enterprise. International drug trafficking. Money laundering. Murder for hire. Witness tampering. Obstruction of justice. Potential sentences ranged from life imprisonment to death penalty. Multiple defendants faced capital charges for contract murders. The trial would be unprecedented. Hundreds of witnesses. Thousands of documents. Months of testimony. Extensive international cooperation. But convictions seemed certain. The evidence was overwhelming. The crimes undeniable. Comment your reaction below. The impact extended beyond criminal prosecution. Every case these judges handled came under federal review. 23,000 criminal cases over 12 years. Teams of prosecutors examining each one. Already, over 1,300 cases identified with corrupt judicial decisions. Innocent defendants wrongly convicted. Guilty organization members improperly freed. Evidence illegally excluded. Sentences manipulated. Innocent people served years in prison because judges manipulated outcomes. Meanwhile, cartel members walked free to continue poisoning communities. The damage to judicial legitimacy was incalculable. Public trust in courts shattered. Faith in justice system destroyed. Communities these judges served faced institutional crisis. How could any verdict be trusted? How could any ruling stand unchallenged? Appeals flooded courts nationwide. Convicted defendants claiming judicial corruption tainted their trials. Many claims legitimate and supported by evidence. The legal system faced decades of cleanup, retrials, vacated convictions, released prisoners, institutional chaos. Multiple bar associations launched investigations. How did 34 criminals become judges? Background checks failed catastrophically. Ethics reviews missed obvious warnings. Appointment processes were compromised. Some judges were trafficking before appointment. Others recruited after taking the bench. Vasquez spent years building his network, identifying vulnerable attorneys, cultivating relationships, making irresistible offers. Financial problems made some vulnerable. Gambling debts, failed investments, expensive divorces, underwater mortgages. Personal connections made others susceptible. Family ties to trafficking organizations. Community relationships with cartels. Cultural connections to source countries. Vasquez exploited every weakness. Offered enormous wealth. Promised protection. Created dependency and complicity. Once compromised, escape was impossible. Trapped by their own crimes. Locked into the organization through mutual culpability. Share this video before it disappears. States proposed comprehensive judicial reforms. Enhanced background investigations. Continuous financial monitoring. Random ethics audits. Pattern analysis of rulings. Oversight mechanisms strengthened significantly. Judicial conduct commissions given expanded powers. Investigation capabilities enhanced. Transparency requirements increased. Computer systems implemented to flag suspicious patterns. Unusual dismissal rates. Excessive evidence exclusions. Abnormal sentencing disparities. But reforms addressed symptoms without fixing root causes. The fundamental problem remained. Drug prohibition created black markets worth hundreds of billions. As long as trafficking generated such wealth, criminals would seek institutional protection. As long as demand existed, supply would flow regardless of enforcement. The United States remained the world's largest drug consumer. That demand created the market. The market created the violence. The violence corrupted institutions at every level. Addressing corruption required addressing addiction. Treatment instead of incarceration. Prevention instead of punishment. Harm reduction instead of criminalization. But political will for such approaches remained limited. Tough-on-crime rhetoric still dominated. Punishment over rehabilitation. Enforcement over treatment. So the cycle would continue inevitably. Different names, different faces, same underlying dynamics. For victims, justice came far too late. Families destroyed by overdoses. Communities devastated by cartel violence. Defendants wrongly imprisoned by corrupt verdicts. No compensation could restore what was lost. No sentences could undo the damage done. Parents buried children who overdosed on pills distributed by judge-protected networks. Spouses mourned partners murdered by judge-ordered assassins. Innocent defendants served decades because corrupt judges manipulated their trials. The human cost exceeded any financial calculation. Pain and suffering beyond measurement. The judges showed zero remorse. Even after arrest, arrogance remained. They believed their legal expertise would save them. But federal prosecutors were prepared. Evidence overwhelming. Witnesses credible. Cases airtight. The judges who once controlled courtrooms would spend their lives in maximum security prisons. The power they abused would become their eternal punishment. If this matters to you, hit like now. This case represents more than 34 corrupt judges. It represents systemic failure at every institutional level. How did the legal system allow this? How did background checks miss criminal connections? How did ethics reviews fail to detect corruption for 12 years? The answer is uncomfortable. Systems designed to prevent corruption were fundamentally inadequate. Oversight mechanisms were insufficient. Trust was catastrophically misplaced. Judges operate with enormous discretion. Their decisions are rarely questioned effectively. Their authority is presumed legitimate. That presumption creates vulnerability. When judges become criminals, detecting and stopping them becomes extraordinarily difficult without robust safeguards. This case must serve as a permanent wake-up call. No position is immune to corruption. No authority is beyond suspicion. No institution deserves automatic trust. Vigilance must be constant and systematic. Oversight must be robust and independent. Accountability must be enforced without exception. The alternative is more cases like this. More criminals in positions of ultimate power. More complete betrayal of public trust. The investigation continues expanding. 34 judges arrested, but the organization had hundreds of members. Distributors, money launderers, enforcers, corrupt officials at federal, state, and local levels. Authorities are building cases against remaining members. Cooperating witnesses providing detailed information. Forensic accountants tracing financial networks. International partners sharing intelligence. More arrests are inevitable. More revelations will emerge. The complete scope remains unknown but vast. International aspects are being aggressively investigated. Cartel connections throughout Mexico and Colombia. Money laundering through Caribbean banking systems. Distribution networks across South America and Europe. This wasn't just an American problem. It was a truly transnational criminal enterprise with global reach. Subscribe so you don't miss updates. For now, 34 judges await trial. Their careers destroyed completely. Their reputations obliterated. Their freedom gone forever. Robert Vasquez sits in solitary confinement. The empire he built has collapsed. The power he wielded has vanished. The judges who wore robes and perverted justice will wear prison uniforms for life. The courtrooms they corrupted will undergo complete institutional cleansing. But the damage they caused cannot be fully repaired. The lives they destroyed cannot be fully restored. The trust they shattered cannot be quickly rebuilt. This is the ultimate cost of corruption. This is the price of institutional betrayal. When those trusted to uphold law instead become its greatest violators, everyone suffers. Communities lose faith. Systems lose legitimacy. Justice loses meaning. The fight to restore that trust will take generations. The effort to rebuild institutional integrity will be monumental. This case will be studied forever. Law schools will examine how it happened. Criminal justice programs will analyze the systemic failures. Reform advocates will cite it as definitive evidence of needed change. But beyond academic interest lies simple truth. This happened because good people assumed judges were automatically trustworthy. Because systems relied on honor instead of verification. Because drug profits exceeded every ethical boundary. The lessons are clear. Trust must be verified continuously. Authority must be checked systematically. Systems must have robust independent safeguards. Whether those lessons will be learned remains uncertain. Whether reforms will be implemented and sustained is questionable. Whether this case changes anything fundamental is unknown. History suggests skepticism. Scandals emerge. Reforms are promised. Time passes. Attention shifts. Changes fade. Corruption adapts. But maybe this case is different. Maybe 34 corrupt judges is finally enough to force real permanent change. Or maybe it's just another chapter in the endless story of corruption and crime. Hit like if you believe justice is worth fighting for. Comment what needs to change. Share this story now. This is only the beginning.